What if I told you that the way you walk across your living room is one of the strongest signals doctors use to predict future health? Not during exercise, not at the gym, just your normal walk, from the couch to the kitchen. If you're over 60 and have ever felt slightly unsteady, even once, this video is for you. A recent study quietly changed how specialists think about balance. They found that small walking adjustments, not faster walking, and certainly not harder exercise, reduced fall risk by more than half. Today, I'm going to show you 7 simple walking tricks used by resilient older adults to feel steadier in daily life. Let's start with the first one, because this alone prevents more trips than anything else. Trick number 7, the sticky heel roll-through. What's happening in the aging body? As we get older, the muscles on the front of the shin naturally weaken faster than the larger muscles of the thigh. This makes lifting the toes slightly more difficult, even though we don't consciously notice the change. The brain senses this subtle delay and responds by keeping the feet closer to the ground to save energy. Where seniors notice this emotionally. This often shows up when you're walking in low light, carrying groceries, or moving through narrow spaces like hallways. You might feel a flash of worry when you're tired, fearing that your foot won't clear the floor properly. Picture this for a moment. You're walking from the living room toward the kitchen in the evening. The lights are slightly dim. There's a rug near the doorway. Nothing dramatic, just an ordinary moment that happens every day. These are the moments where balance habits matter most. Not when you're focused, not when you're exercising, but when your mind is relaxed and your body is on autopilot. Why the instinctive reaction backfires? The instinct is to shuffle to feel safe, but keeping the feet close to the floor actually increases the risk of catching a toe on a carpet edge or a sidewalk crack. Focus on rolling through the entire foot with each step. Start with your heel making firm contact, roll through your arch, and push off firmly with your toes. This is a core component of intentional movement that activates the 33 joints in each foot. Let me slow this down for you for a moment. This is not something you need to get right immediately. Your nervous system learns through repetition, not force. Even if this feels awkward today, your brain is already making small adjustments in the background. Nothing is broken. Nothing is failing. This is simply refinement. What to avoid? A common mistake here is trying to overcorrect by taking giant marching steps. You don't need exaggerated movements. Smaller and steadier is better. Many people try this once or twice and then stop, not because it doesn't work, but because they expect it to feel natural immediately. One person told us, "I thought I was doing it wrong because it felt strange." That feeling doesn't mean failure. It means your body is learning something new. If you're seated right now, you can try this safely. Place your feet flat on the floor. Now, gently lift your toes toward your shin while keeping your heel on the ground. Lower them slowly. That's the sticky heel motion. Do this 5 times. How this feels in the body. As you practice this, notice what your body tells you. You might feel warmth in your shins. You might feel steadier. You might feel slightly unsure at first. All of these are normal signs that your balance system is waking up and paying attention again. When your walking pattern improves, your brain no longer needs to monitor every step, and that mental freedom is where confidence comes from. One viewer told us something simple but powerful. They said, "I didn't realize how tense I was while walking until I wasn't anymore." That release is often the first sign that these techniques are working. Trick number 6, the antelope neck alignment. Our vestibular system, the inner ear mechanism that controls balance, can deteriorate with age. This makes us more reliant on our vision to tell us where we are in space. You might notice this when stepping off a curb or walking through a busy parking lot. There's a feeling of the world rushing at you, making you want to tuck your chin and watch your feet. Imagine walking through a crowded lobby. People are moving in different directions, and the floor is a bit shiny. Your instinct is to look down to see exactly where your feet land. But when your mind is on autopilot in these ordinary moments, your balance habits are your best defense against a stumble. Staring directly at your feet muffles your balance signals. Your brain loses the horizon, which is its primary reference point for staying upright. Keep your eyes focused about 6 to 10 feet ahead, rather than down at your feet. Imagine a horizontal line at eye level, and let your gaze float there. Use your eyes to scan down if needed, but do not move your entire head. Let me slow this down for you for a moment. This is about reprogramming how your brain processes visual information. It takes time to trust the ground beneath you without staring at it. Even if you only do this for 30 seconds today, you're building new neural pathways. What to avoid? Avoid keeping your neck so stiff that you feel like a statue. Smaller and steadier is better. Allow your neck to be loose, but keep your head stacked over your shoulders. One viewer shared, "I felt like I was doing it wrong because I wasn't staring at every crack in the sidewalk." That feeling doesn't mean failure. It means you are shifting your trust from your eyes to your body's natural proprioception. Sit up tall. Look straight ahead. Now, without moving your chin, look down at your knees with just your eyes. Now look back up to the horizon. Notice how your head stays stable? That's the alignment we want while walking. How this feels in the body. As you practice this, notice what your body tells you. You might feel a sense of openness in your chest. You might feel taller. This is your nervous system accepting a more stable posture. Let's pause here together for just a moment. Take a slow breath in through your nose and gently out through your mouth. There is no rush. Your body is allowed to learn at its own pace. Trick number 5, the side-to-side wide track. What's happening in the aging body? The hip abductors are the unsung heroes of walking. They stabilize you every time you shift weight from one leg to the other. As we age, these muscles can weaken, leading to a swaying motion. Where seniors notice this emotionally. This shows up as a wobbly feeling in crowded grocery store aisles or when walking on uneven grass. You're navigating a narrow hallway at home to get to the bathroom at night. The space is tight, and you feel the need to walk very carefully. This is an ordinary moment where having a wider base of support changes your entire feeling of safety. Many people instinctively try to walk on a narrow line, almost like a tightrope, to stay straight. But this actually reduces your base of support and makes you easier to tip. The technique. Keep your feet about hip-width apart. Imagine walking on skis or tracks rather than a single wire. This foot position aligns with your natural hip anatomy and reduces knee stress. Changing the width of your stance might feel like you're waddling at first. It isn't a waddle, it is a foundation. Your brain needs to feel that wide base to lower its stress levels and improve your single leg balance time. What to avoid? Don't walk too wide, which can put strain on the outer hip joints. Aim for a width where your feet are directly under your hip joints. We often hear, "I thought I looked silly walking with a wider stance." But that strange feeling is just your body learning a new way to stay upright. It's the first sign of progress. While seated, place your feet together. Now, slide them apart until they are directly under your knees. Feel how much more rooted and stable your legs feel. That is your stable track. As you practice this, notice what your body tells you. You might feel your core muscles engage slightly. These are normal signs that your balance system is waking up and paying attention again. Robert, 74, shared something that stayed with us. He said he never thought of himself as unsteady. He just thought he was being careful. After practicing this wider track for a few days, he realized he wasn't bracing himself anymore. His shoulders relaxed, his breathing slowed, and he said, "I finally felt like my body trusted itself again." Trick number 4, the pendulum arm drive. What's happening in the aging body? Walking requires coordination between the left and right hemispheres of the brain to balance movement. Where seniors notice this emotionally, you might feel stiff or heavy when walking, especially if you're holding your body rigid to try and stay together and avoid falling. Imagine you're carrying a single light bag from the car. Your mind is on autopilot, thinking about what's for dinner. In these ordinary moments, if your arms are locked, your body loses its natural counterbalance mechanism. Keeping your hands in your pockets or held tight at your sides actually locks your torso, making it harder for your body to naturally counterbalance a stumble. The technique. Allow your arms to swing naturally and minimally. Your opposite arm should move forward with your opposite leg in a rhythmic pattern. If the rhythm feels off, don't overthink it. Just let your arms hang like heavy weights at your sides. As you walk, the motion of your legs will naturally begin to pull them into a swing. Trust your body's natural physics. What to avoid? Avoid an exaggerated power walk swing. You don't need to force it, just let the arms hang loose and move with your stride. One person told us, "I thought I was doing it wrong because it felt strange to let my arms move so much." That feeling doesn't mean failure. It means your body is relearning a pattern it might have suppressed out of fear. Sit on the edge of your chair. Let your arms hang at your sides. Gently swing your right arm forward as you tap your left foot. Then switch. Notice how your body wants to find that rhythm. As you practice this, notice what your body tells you. You might feel your breathing become more rhythmic. These are signs of a healthy, coordinated walking pattern that synchronizes your cardiovascular and nervous systems. If you're listening to this and thinking, "I should already know this," let me reassure you. Most people were never taught how to walk well. They were only taught how to walk fast. You are not behind. You are learning something new. Trick number 3, the soft knee landing. Synovial fluid, the natural lubricant for our joints, can decrease with age. This can make our knees feel less like shock absorbers and more like stiff hinges. You might feel a jarring sensation in your lower back or hips when walking on hard surfaces like concrete or tile. You're walking across a tiled kitchen floor to reach the pantry. The surface is hard and unforgiving. When your mind is relaxed, you might land heavily on your heels, sending a jolt up your spine. This is where a soft landing makes all the difference. Locking the knees feels stable in the moment, but it actually sends the impact of every step directly into your spine and joints. Keep your knees slightly soft, never fully locked out as you move. Imagine walking on a surface that is slightly fragile, like thin ice, requiring you to absorb the force of each step. This is about finding the middle ground between a stiff leg and a crouch. It's a subtle shift. Think of it as unlocking your joints so they can do their job of absorbing shock. Don't walk in a crouch. You only need a tiny, invisible bend to act as a shock absorber. Many people try this once and stop because they expect immediate results. One viewer said, "I thought I was doing it wrong because it felt different." But that different feeling is the first sign that you're sparing your joints from unnecessary impact. While seated, press your feet into the floor and lock your knees. Feel that tension? Now, release them just a tiny bit until they feel loose. That release is the soft knee position. As you practice this, notice what your body tells you. You might feel your thighs working a bit more. This is a sign that your muscles are taking the load instead of your bones. This matters because soft joints absorb impact instead of passing the vibration to your spine, keeping your nervous system calm and reactive. Trick number 2, the mid-stride pause. The part of the brain that handles motor planning can take a moment longer to process complex turns as we age. You might feel flustered or tangled when turning around in a kitchen or stepping into a small bathroom. You've just finished washing a dish and you turn to walk back to the table. It's an ordinary moment, but that quick twist can sometimes lead to a loss of footing. This is where the pause and pivot habit protects you. Twisting your body while your feet are planted can lead to a stumble. The instinct to hurry through the turn is often what causes the loss of balance. When changing directions, use a march instead of a twist. Stop for a split second, then move your feet in small steps to face the new direction. Turning is a high-level task for the brain. By pausing, you are giving your nervous system the bandwidth it needs to execute the turn safely. It is an act of patience that prevents injury. Avoid pivoting on one foot. Use multiple small steps to complete the turn. One person shared, "I felt like I was doing it wrong because I was moving so much slower during my turns." But that slow movement is actually your brain working more effectively to keep you upright. Visualize yourself at your front door. Instead of twisting to close it, imagine taking 3 small marching steps to turn your whole body until you are facing the door. As you practice this, notice what your body tells you. You might feel more in control of your surroundings. This is the result of your brain having enough time to plan your next move. Robert, 74, realized after practicing this for a few days that he wasn't bracing himself anymore. His shoulders relaxed, his breathing slowed. He said, "I finally felt like my body trusted itself again during those little turns in the kitchen." Trick number 1, the gaze anchoring technique. The brain regions responsible for balance, like the cerebellum, need high-quality visual input to maintain stability as other signals weaken. This is for that freezing or dizzy feeling in busy parking lots or crowded hallways where too much is moving at once. You're walking across a busy parking lot toward the grocery store. Cars are moving, and the asphalt is uneven. In this ordinary moment, your brain can get overwhelmed by the visual noise. Anchoring your gaze gives it the data it needs to stay steady. Looking at the ground or closing off visually actually isolates the brain from the spatial data it needs to keep you upright. Every 10 to 15 steps, pick a fixed anchor in the distance, a tree, a sign, or a door frame. Focus on it clearly for 2 seconds while you continue to move. This is your secret switch for stability. By choosing what you look at, you are taking control of the signals entering your brain. You are no longer at the mercy of a busy environment. Don't stare so hard that you forget to blink or breathe. Keep your focus light but intentional. Many people expect this to feel natural immediately. One viewer said, "I thought I was doing it wrong because I had to remind myself to look up." But that reminder is exactly how you build a new, safer habit. Look around the room right now. Pick one object, maybe a picture on the wall. Focus on it for 2 seconds while you take a deep breath. Now, pick another object. That anchoring is exactly what you do while walking. As you practice this, notice what your body tells you. You might feel your anxiety levels drop. This is your brain's balance center finally getting the information it needs to feel safe. Elaine, 79, used to be afraid of busy parking lots. She began choosing a storefront to focus on. She said, "I felt like I was guiding myself instead of just hoping for the best." She regained her sense of agency. To help you put this into practice, apply just one trick each day. Day 1 to 2. Focus only on the sticky heel. Notice the roll from heel to toe. Day 3. Focus on your arm swing. Keep them loose and rhythmic. Day 4. Practice soft knees. Try to make your footsteps quiet on the floor. Day 5. Use the wide track. Give your hips room to stabilize you. Day 6. Practice gaze anchoring. Pick your anchors while getting the mail. Day 7. Combine two. Try the wide track and the sticky heel together. As you move through this week, pay attention not just to how you walk, but how you feel afterward. Do you feel less tense? Do you feel more aware of where your feet are? Do you feel calmer moving through your home? Those are signs your nervous system is responding. Progress doesn't always show up as strength. Sometimes it shows up as confidence. Walking is the most natural thing in the world, but as our bodies age, our technique must evolve. These techniques are commonly used by specialists working with older adults to maintain independence and vitality. If you found these tips helpful, please subscribe. Our next video is designed to help your joints feel more comfortable day to day. Which trick felt immediately useful to you? Share your experience and thoughts in the comments below so that other seniors also feels empowered. I read every single comment. Thank you for watching. Move gently, stay steady, and I'll see you in the next video.